postseason have the P and the PK been for you?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, I think the production is nice. We've been able to get ourselves back in games. Been talked about a few times that we've given up the first goal a few times, and I think that power play has been huge. It's got us back into it a few times on the road. Helped us get our legs under us and a little bit of momentum and stop theirs. And PK goes the other way. Find a way to close things out. Find a way to keep momentum when we've had it. And we hope that continues. I think the big thing is just it's momentum. Whether you, especially on the power play, whether you score or not. If you're playing well 5-on-5 and you draw a penalty, you'd love to score. But the big thing is just to keep the positive momentum going, and hopefully you can pick up where you left off after the power play's over.
What specifically has worked on the power play? Is it you guys work a lot on zone entries? How important is that to power play success?
Well, we want to get in our setup for sure. So the best thing you can do is just win the face-off, but I think it's puck recoveries are huge, and then obviously when you do have to break out, you want to enter clean and get it under control again. I think we've done a good job of adapting to what's being given to us. We got an extra guy, but we can't just decide we're going to do this option over and over again. We got to react to what the killers are taking away, and I think our guys are doing a good job of adapting on the fly. We don't want to have to wait until the power play's over to adjust. We got to adjust while we're on the ice.
As a young defenseman that's down here for some seasoning, what have you seen from Forsling's play, and what has he given your team?
Yeah, he's been really good. It's he had that injury that he was out for 6 weeks or so, and I think whenever you come back after that much time, there's a bit of an adjustment period, and especially to step in basically the last couple of games of the year before we get into playoffs. But he's got up to speed real quick, and I think, I don't know what his numbers are, I don't really care. It's just more so how he's defending, excellent gaps and not allowing teams to attack off the rush, and moving the puck clean and under control, and he's been a big part of our success.
Has he gone a little bit unnoticed, you think, because of the numbers?
Yep, for sure. I think the guys, it's just the nature of media, I guess, that the guys who are scoring the goals get typically most of the press, and obviously Delia is getting his fair share, but I think one of our strengths as a group is we got depth up and down the lineup, and that includes Forsling. He's done a great job for us, just giving us quality minutes, and for a lot of our young guys to play this deep into the playoffs, it's going to be huge for them in the future.
What's something you're expecting from this Texas team? They don't take a lot of penalties. They've been able to force multiple overtimes, winning 4 of 5 this postseason.
Yeah, there's I think most of the games that I've seen, there hasn't been a lot of power plays either way. We don't mind that. I think we're a pretty good 5-on-5 team. We like our depth, so any opportunity we have to roll 4 lines and increase the pace of the game, we're going to be pretty satisfied with that. So I think what they bring is a lot of team speed, excellent in transition, and they get through the neutral zone, and if we're not prepared to defend, they're going to put our defensemen in tough spots. So that's something that we have talked about and will continue to talk about. And, we haven't played them yet in the playoff round. We did get a chance to see them a couple times in April, so that's nice. But we're going to learn a lot in the first 10 minutes.
How important is it for these young guys to be playing meaningful games into May, and how crucial is that for their overall development?
Yeah, well, in my opinion, it's massive. I think as an organization, we want to develop guys who can be counted on in big games. And so this is a great proving ground. Yeah, it's not the NHL, but the level's pretty high, and there's a lot on the line. And so the guys who can come through in these situations, I think it shows that potentially down the road they can do that at the NHL level.
A guy like John Hayden, you've been able to use in different situations he wasn't exposed to with the Hogs. So where have you seen him grow the most in your time with Hayden?
Yeah, well, I think especially in the Manitoba series, I think he's gotten better as the playoffs have gone on. He's been more effective, been physical. That line, I think, has been excellent in the offensive zone, being really hard to play against, using a lot of cutbacks and taking the puck to the net. And I think that's part of. I think we wore down Manitoba's defense with our play in the offensive zone. I think that line was a big part of it, and he was a big part of it. And so, I think we look to him to continue that, and I think he's got even more to give. So that's another guy. I think just playing deep into the playoffs and being exposed to these types of games, it's only going to help him.
We've talked about how well Delia is playing, but McKenna's playing pretty well on their end too. What have you seen from him during the postseason?
Yeah, he's been good. His numbers are great, and he's given them a chance to win. I think there wasn't a ton of scoring in that other series, and so obviously there's some pretty good goaltending. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a low-scoring series as well. We think we can score goals, but we had a long stretch in the last few months of the year where we had to win 2-1, 3-2, and that may be the case again.
What have you learned as a coach in your first year here and getting this deep?
I just think, each guy requires a little bit different feedback. Not everyone's the same. I think what I've learned is, each player, our relationship has kind of developed, and I think a lot of them have taken some really nice steps forward to becoming NHL players, and like I talked about earlier, NHL players you can count on in big games. And I've also learned that really like this group. It's been really fun to be around them and work together with them, and they're playing really hard. And as a coach, our staff, we couldn't be happier with how hard we compete. And then you have a chance to win. So hopefully we can keep it going.
We talked about how earlier in the postseason you've had 4 or 5 games where the other team kind of scored the first goal. Texas, on the other hand, when they score, they're 6-0 when they score first. Is that something you're kind to try to put an emphasis on, kind of making sure that you get on the board for us and not put them in an advantageous situation?
I don't know that we're going to put more focus on it than we already do. We would love to score first. We want to score first. I think the stats they don't lie. It's much easier to play when you have the lead, and I think we've been an excellent team throughout the year. I don't know what the numbers are, but they're pretty good. When we score first, we usually win, and when we're in the lead after 2, we usually win. So we want that, but at the same time, we're going to play for 60 minutes, and we believe that over the 60 minutes, it's going to be enough. We'll be better, and whether we get a bad call or there's a bad bounce or we make a mistake, we have to keep playing and believe in what we're doing, and I think we've done a good job of that through the first couple rounds, and that's got to continue.
You talked about how you saw this team twice early in April. Do you look a lot at that footage to see where you were successful, because you were 3-1 against us this year, or are you looking more at the recent games they played in the postseason?
Both. I think teams that they evolve as the year goes on and as the playoffs go on, and there's different challenges that you address. And but I think that weekend was really good dress rehearsal for us as far as playoff style. I think there were 2 excellent games, and they challenged us and we challenged them, and I think we each won one. That was I think, as preparation for us for playoffs, it was excellent. And so we do look back at that, and likely the games will be similar, and we'll prepare accordingly.